got T-shirts, y'all.
What? We got that a long time ago.
Oh.
Anyways, welcome to Late
Doesn't
Night Horror
hurt.
Show. This week we're going to talk about the great decade that was the 1940s. Horror films.
We're getting into the Wayback Machine.
And we're going to go the
Going back in
complete
time.
list of every horror movie in that decade.
All movies.
We're going to probably
Not
touch...
just horror, all movies.
No. But we'll hop over, the ones evidently, we don't know.
Hop over the ones that he and I don't
but,
know. I don't know that one. It can't be any good.
But we do want to list them all, so that you guys, this is the decade of horror here.
Get into your time machines and let's go back.
Yeah. So
love time machines. Are any of these movies about time machines?
Nah, I don't think so. Not in the 40s.
My buddy Ray's got a time machine.
Does he?
Yeah, he let me go in it once. I went in on Friday, came out on Saturday.
Whole
thing took about a day.
Wow. That's pretty quick, man.
Yeah.
With the science and all behind it all. Yeah.
Lots of science.
1940, man.
About a day.
You know me and Ted. He just saw Kiss this weekend. Anyways,
dude, if you get a chance in your town, wherever you're from,
before they croak,
to see them,
before they croak,
whether you're a huge fan or not. I mean, I like Kiss, but I'm not. I am not a Kiss Army fanatic, but I like Kiss.
Right.
Always have. And
they put on
such a great show. Took
show.
My kids, took my wife, went with a couple of high school friends that brought some of their kids.
Big experience.
It was it's as big as it ever was. Yeah. So, it was a good time.
Even at 70.
Good time. It was a good time for what it was, for what they do.
Yeah,
if that's your thing. Of course, now I'm going to take Dino to a proper metal show later in the week here.
Yeah.
We're going to go see a good
From
German,
Berlin.
a good
band.
German band at a place as
Undeint.
big as our studio here.
Yeah. That's going to be great. Anyways,
the
decade, 1940, great for horror, a lot of gems in there. Of course,
the real gems came in the 30s with the original Universals.
Right.
And now we started getting the sequels.
Well, towards the end of
we got some of the 30s in the sequels.
Towards the end of the 30s, there started to be a little, downward slide of horror, and then kind of picked up again in
40s
in the
picked
40s
up again,
here.
and then in a lot lot of the 50s it was blah.
Oh yeah.
And then Hammer picked it up in
the
late 50s and boom.
Yeah.
So like if Universal was, I don't know, where you started, Hammer's where you graduate to.
Pretty much,
All right. If Universal is, community college, Hammer's the university.
Yeah.
Where you go do your
Cornell,
master's thesis and stuff like that.
USC,
right.
LA.
But there was a slew, not just Universal. I mean, we had so many monster movies.
Oh yeah.
And most of these are monster movies. A lot of these are the ones
1940s
that we would watch on either late night TV or Saturday afternoons.
Always a monster. Always a monster.
Turner Classic Movies would show, especially around Halloween. And you can't.
Oh, yeah.
The month of October, that channel just. You see all these movies.
Oh, heck
Some
yeah,
of them
man.
that you've never seen before.
Heck yeah.
But this is where you got most of the Universal sequels.
Yep.
And a lot of them are pretty damn good. The
Heck
Frankenstein ones,
Love
the Wolfman ones, Dracula ones. What I like about those is if you watch them all in the order that they came out in, it's like one big movie.
Right. Yeah.
Not so much the Mummy or, the Creature movies were in the 50s. Mm-hmm. But not the Mummy or Invisible Man. But those three, Frankenstein Monster and Wolfman and Dracula, if you watch them all in order, it's one big giant movie.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool. That's a cinematic universe yet to be topped.
Yeah. And Ted made a list, so...
I just made a list of some that I like from the decade.
But starting the decade off, what was The Ape?
The Ape.
With Boris Karloff.
I don't know that I've ever seen The Ape. Sometimes I need to... read a little synopsis of it, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saw that." I saw that. I mean, Boris Karloff was in a shit ton of movies.
Yeah.
Before he got famous.
Yeah.
And he was in a shit ton of movies after he got famous.
Right. And plenty in the same year too. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And then I am going to read the list from beginning to end in order.
Really?
We'll hit on the ones that we know a little bit about that we'll talk. But right after that, we got in alphabetical order here.
Now, I think The Ape and I think Before I Hang, if you have Amazon Prime, I believe those are on there because those are in my list to watch.
1940.
Yep, 1940. The Devil Bat. Sorry. I get excited when I see one I know.
Okay, well, let's go in order.
Oh, we'll do it.
Before I hang, another Boris Karloff movie.
I don't recognize anybody else.
Haven't seen that, but Black Friday, Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, that's one of the. That's one of the. I think 4 that they did together. 4 or 5 that they did together.
Yeah.
Black Friday. I'm trying to think what that one's about. I know I've seen it. There's one about a ray. There's one about but that might be the ray or something. Anyway, sorry guys, I can't remember what it's about.
No, it's the ones we had. The Devil Bat, Bela Lugosi.
Now that one I've seen. That's where Bela Lugosi is. I think he like makes perfume or aftershave, and I think someone's like making a knockoff or something like that. So he develops these big giant ass bats to attack people that are wearing the scent of it. I mean, it's a huge ass bat. It's so fake when it goes through.
You know what?
It's not a good movie.
Oh my god, it's one of those so bad it's good movies. I mean, I get a kick out of it.
But I've seen it more than once.
Right, because it's funny as hell when it comes on and you see it. Like if you. Just going through the channels, you got to stop it and go.
Well, you know,
it's short.
God, it's only like an hour long.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're laying in bed, nothing to do, there's nothing to watch. So you know, I'll just throw on a Bela Lugosi movie and watch it.
Bela Lugosi.
So I've seen it a couple times, probably within the last couple of years.
Yeah,
so.
he's some of these films. He said sure.
Well, he had to, man. He had a powerful need to eat.
The Door with Seven Locks.
Don't think I know.
By Norman Lee, starring Leslie Banks and Lily Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen it. Dr. Cyclops.
Now, Dr. Cyclops is a movie that when I finally got to see it,
Yeah.
I was very excited to see it because you see right next to it the director,
Ernest B.
Schoedsack.
Yes.
And this was also produced by Miriam C. Cooper. Now, if you know anything, you know that those are the 2 people that are responsible for King Kong.
Yep.
So, and they also did another movie after King Kong called She, which was remade by Hammer, which is also a very good version as well.
Yes.
But I love the 30s version. It's fantastic. And it's epic. And
I agree.
So, you know, when I knew they had this other movie, I wanted to watch it. And I think it was like Turner Classic or something. I got to see it. It's in color. It was an early Technicolor film, but it's just not as good, man. It is kind of dull, but it does have some cool special effects where the people shrink down and people are picking them up, but it's not like Kong. It's not.
No.
It's not like. Well, I mean, the grandeur, like there's some cool effects, but not to the degree. You know, like Kong, like you know, some of the scenes, like you'd look and it looked like there was so much depth in the jungle, and that's not here in this, even though it does take place sort of in a jungle.
Yeah.
But 1940, it's not a horrible movie. It's just don't go in expecting Kong.
Right.
That's what I did.
And then one of my favorites of the year, definitely, The Ghost Breakers with Bob Hope. And,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
And Paulette Goddard.
What's that about?
And she's a looker. But Bob Hope, yeah. No, The Ghost Breakers, classic. But
obviously it's got to be a comedy, like a horror comedy.
Yeah, it's a horror comedy, of course. It's got Bob Hope, you know, but there's a lot of those spooky, I mean, like similar to Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, set-wise, you know, where he's off to an island and there's there's the big castle on the island, and they're looking for like, not treasure, but something like that. Inside
the haunted kind of castle.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check it out sometime.
And during the whole back and forth stuff, it's a lot of little shenanigans going on and stuff. But
I like shenanigans.
Very, very good movie, and Bob Hope plays the character very well because he's. His character when he gets like that little scared, okay. Bob Hope.
I'll look for that.
But yeah,
that one I never saw.
Definitely a great movie. I would recommend it. Check it out, 1940, The Ghost Breakers. And then we got The Invisible Man Returns.
The first Invisible Man sequel.
Yes, which the
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan of the Invisible Man series. They made like The Invisible Woman, The Invisible Agent, and all that.
Well, The Invisible
because they're
Man,
not based on the H.G.
original.
Wells story, right?
I mean, you enjoyed that one.
Oh,
sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But that one is the one that's based on H.G. Wells, and the others just kind of like take the concept and tell a different story.
Tell a different, yeah.
And so I just don't dig them as much because there's nothing particularly eerie or creepy about them. They're just I almost see them more as adventure stories in some cases.
Somewhat.
Than scary pictures.
Like you said, they just plop a script in front of it. It has nothing to do with the original or subsequent films, like most of the Universal stories do, where they continue one after the other with an arc and stuff like that. So but then we go to The Mummy's Hand,
right?
Which technically,
I think the first Universal. And again, it's not even really a sequel because it's a different mummy,
right?
But but the Mummy sequels, I think there's 3 or 4 of them. I think 4.
There's 4. Yeah.
That I believe all tells like a story,
right?
Like those have recurring. Not necessarily always actors, but characters. Sometimes the characters are young, and the next one, the characters that were young in the front might be old in the next one. So those use similar characters. And this isn't the one that's got Lon Chaney Jr. playing the mummy. But it's always interesting to note that Lon Chaney Jr. played all the monsters. He played Wolfman, he played Dracula, he played Frankenstein, and he played the mummy for these Universal movies. He's the only actor to have done all of them.
What did they call him? The man with many faces.
Well, his father was the man of 1,000 faces.
So he took on that kind of role like his father. So
he carried the torch, and we got a lot of good monster movies because of Lon Chaney Jr.
Yep. And next is Son of Ingagi.
I've skip right over that. I don't know what the hell that is.
You'll find out.
Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff, and Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
I think if you click on it, I think it's more of a thriller. Yeah, I don't think it's even really so much of a scary video, because sometimes like if you look at the Wikipedia list, they throw like thrillers in there too. But I think if you look up here, it's it's a comedy film.
Okay, comedy film directed by.
There's probably like some thrilling.
It was nominated for Academy Award in 1940 for Best Original Song. Okay,
I see.
So
I'm only going to watch that if it's Peter Lorre singing that song.
Hey, it's got Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff, and Bela Lugosi. I mean, it's saying some, but. Yeah, I don't know. Then we go on to
it would be worth a watch. I'll put it that way. I'll watch it.
No, I'll watch it, man. Then we move on to that was all 1940. We move on to 1941, and geez, right off the bat, we got the Black Cat.
Not the good Black Cat version.
No,
but this
has got Basil Rathbone, Bela Lugosi in it, Broderick Crawford. I always throw these old names out. You don't know probably who they are.
Well, you should check them out. I mean,
they're.
Especially like Basil Rathbone. He did a lot of Vincent Price movies. He and Vincent Price did quite a few movies together. And he's
best known for his Sherlock Holmes detective movies back in the day.
Watch him in Comedy of Terrors with Vincent Price and Peter Lorre and Boris Karloff.
Right.
He's hilarious in there. He is
hilarious in there.
But this is the other Black Cat, not the good one that we did a commentary on with Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, which is... There's a Blu-ray set coming out. Actually,
that's a movie horror fans should watch.
Yes, there's a
of all generations
of the Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi horror films, like a little set coming out.
Yeah.
And it's worth it just for the Black Cat. The Black Cat is just
I mean,
such a ahead of its time movie.
Ahead of its time. The set design, I think we've talked about this, and you can go back to our commentary.
It's just brutal, man. Just what it's about and what happens in it.
That too, yeah.
Even though a lot of the horror aspects happen off camera, I mean, when he's flailing skin off it, you still see it in the shadows.
Yeah.
Ooh, bitching.
Great movie, man.
Watch that one instead of this one.
Definitely.
What's the next one?
The Devil and Daniel Webster.
I don't know that one.
With Walter Houston. I know it's a bigger movie, one we've missed. I haven't watched it.
Every other one has Boris Karloff in it. My God.
I know.
They can't all be good.
He did everything in the 40s, and on up. But The Devil Commands, another one with Boris Karloff. Have not seen that either. Then we go to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. By Victor Fleming.
It's a popular version.
Yeah, starring Spencer Tracy, Ingrid Bergman, and Lana Turner.
Spencer Tracy won an Academy Award for this film.
Yeah.
However, if you get a chance to see
the other version,
1932 version,
yes.
watch that one instead. The camera trick they use when he changes from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde is amazing. You almost can't even tell how the hell they did it.
Right.
It's just this cool fade, and it doesn't look like a fake fade. It looks like the dude is actually changing in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
And just some of the things.
Great film work. I mean,
and just
camera
some
work
of the,
is awesome.
You hate to say it, some of the almost like the sexual abuse that's implied in the movie is kind of ahead of its time. As
pre-code.
Pre-code. But that's the one you want to see, not this one.
And
this one's popular, but that other one's better. It's a little harder to find, but it's worth it.
For you guys, it's pre-code is before the laws came in and
the ratings.
They were ratings and all that, and used to be a little bit more risque and tackle a lot more deeper subject matter, believe it or not, before the early 30s and on. And so there's that. Then we go to Horror Island.
Don't know.
Don't know that one either.
Not really anybody in it that I know either.
Nope. Invisible Ghost, Bela Lugosi.
I've seen that. That's on Amazon Prime to watch as well.
Yeah.
There's a ton. If you got Amazon Prime, I mean, seriously, go through. You could do it either on the website or actually just. I do it on the website because there's more choices there.
Right.
There's tons and tons of these movies to watch.
Oh yeah.
And you pay for it, you might as well watch them. I add them to my watch list, and I'm just.
Just type in Boris Karloff, and you'll get the.
Yeah.
Long list of movies that he's done over the years.
Look what's next, dude! One of our first podcasts.
One of our first podcasts.
I think maybe our
Second
third,
or
fourth.
third.
It was probably one of our first 10 shows for sure.
Yeah.
We did a double feature.
King of the Zombies.
Oh.
With Joan Woodbury, who's very cute.
Doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. Dick Purcell.
Don't matter.
Mantan Moreland. A black actor in the day.
Big bulgy eyes. And that voice.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
What you got? You crazy. You crazy.
Go look up some of his stand-up comedy on YouTube. It's on there.
Yeah, do a search for Mantan.
He's filthy.
Moreland. He's a filthy old, young old guy.
I got his albums at home. They are so funny.
Classic. But you know what? That dude alone can carry films and make you interested in the whole flick.
Because I haven't watched them, but I got a bunch of them saved. But you said he's in a lot of these Charlie Chan films.
Yeah, he'd either play he'd always play a taxi driver, basically.
Oh, not the same character.
No, same character.
Oh, okay. So he always played the same character?
Always the same character.
Okay,
Always the same character. But he was in other movies, too.
Right. I meant the Charlie Chan movies.
Yeah, for the most part. That was his biggest thing. But, this movie is just classic. We loved it. We did one of our earlier commentaries,
we did.
When we first
King of the
started up here
Zombies
on
and what is
YouTube.
it? Revenge of the Zombies, which we'll get to. That was the sequel.
So. Yeah.
The loose sequel.
But great film. Great film. Then we got The Mad Monster of Market Street.
Don't know that. Although I know Lionel Atwell.
Yeah.
He's a pretty famous actor in a lot of these early horror films.
Right.
One with Lionel Atwell that I could recommend is The Bat. With Fay Wray and Dwight Frye from the original Dracula. Really, and he plays a great character, Dwight Frye. And he died so young. And he gave us, in those early Universal films, some great characters.
Yeah.
But that's a good movie if you can find that, The Bat.
Yeah.
That's the 30s, though.
Yeah. No, definitely. Man-Made Monster. Another Lionel Atwell.
I'm going to say I've
Lon
seen
Chaney
that, but I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Like I said, sometimes I got to tap on the descriptions to know, because I've seen so many movies. My God,
right.
Especially when it comes to these.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll lay at night in bed and just watch one on my phone, or they're all on YouTube or Amazon. So
The Monster and the Girl. I haven't seen it. Then we'll get right to a great film, Spooks Run Wild, with Bela Lugosi. Mm-hmm. And then
the East Side Kids.
East Side Kids with Leo Gorcey, Hunts Hall, Bobby Jordan.
And this was a group of kids.
Yeah.
Don't these usually take place in like Brooklyn or New York?
Yeah, Brooklyn, New York.
And they're just
East Side kids,
some
New York.
rough and tumble kids living on the streets, hustling, doing what they got to do,
gambling,
good hearts.
You know.
But they find themselves in a series of hijinks through many movies, and they're not all horror movies. Some of them are comedies, some of them are thrillers.
Right.
Some of them are horror movies with Bela Lugosi in it, something like that. Gangster pictures, some of them had been in.
Yeah.
So. And it's just this group of kids, and usually they learn a lesson in the end. They think they're tough, or they're going off the straight and narrow, and someone will straighten them out a little bit. And
but the one-liners and the banter back and forth between the group of kids is just gold, man.
Any movie with the East Side Kids, is worth watching.
And there's plenty. Well,
about 21 of them.
Yeah, there's plenty of them to watch. But Bela Lugosi, they go to, I think, day camp or some kind of camp or something like that.
Yes, they go to a camp.
And it's a spooky...
And there's like a killer on the loose and something like that. Yeah.
And Bela Lugosi shows up with his cape and everything, Dracula, and, spooks and rounds. So there you go. But
Great film.
That's one I'd recommend for horror comedy, black and white, early days, East Side Kids. It's got everything going for it.
And then if you like those kids, like I said, there'll be 20 more movies with them in there that you could watch.
Yeah, so if
they're all good. I used to watch them with my mom.
If we get you to watch this one, then we may have opened the door to a lot more stuff you could watch with them. So,
and not all the acting is always stiff and stifled.
No.
You watch something like that with the East Side Kids, it's fun. That's how kids were back then.
Exactly.
Running the streets.
Well, and and it captures the youth during that period of time in the 40s where you're in a low-income family
or no family,
because father was off at World War II and all that other stuff starting, or whatever. Anyways, next film. This is the last film in the
of 1941.
The Wolfman.
Yes.
Lon Chaney Jr., Warren Williams, Claude Rains. Evelyn Ankers. You can go on
Such
and on.
Such a great movie.
Great
We
cast.
did our commentary on that ages ago. Go check that one out. We did all of them. All the Universals.
Yeah, all the original
ones.
classic ones. And can't say enough about The Wolfman. I mean, great film, great acting, great story,
even
everything.
In the other Universal ones with The Wolfman, I think that the dissolves, the transformations even got better.
Yeah.
So
if anything,
the makeup got better.
Yeah.
That was all.
And the movies all hold up. I mean, through the second, third, and fourth films. I mean, they're not a bad one in a bunch.
Well, like I said, all those sort of tie together. You have to watch them. Like, you can't just watch all the Frankenstein movies. You got to watch them in order. The Dracula, the Frankenstein, and the Wolfman movies in order.
Yeah.
Because you'd get Ghost of Frankenstein, and then you'd get House of Dracula. But you got to watch House of Dracula next. Just to follow the story.
Right.
So that's why that was important, and that was cool. Yeah. That was a neat thing for kids back then. Wait for the next one to come out.
Heck yeah, man.
What do we got?
So we go right into 1942. And we got The Boogeyman Will Get You, which
I
I haven't seen. And it's got Boris Karloff, Peter Lorre.
That's usually enough for me right there.
Yeah, but, I haven't seen that one. And then we go to Cat People.
Now, have you seen Cat People? The 1942 version.
I don't think I've seen the 1942
That's on my list here.
It's got Tom Conway in it, who played the Falcon and other kind of detective movies of the era.
And,
go ahead.
The female lead in it is Simone Simon. She was also in the sequel, Curse of the Cat People. But she had a relationship with the guy that Ian Fleming based James Bond on.
Right.
She was involved actually with him, that guy. So
I remember us talking about that before.
But apart from Universal and apart from some of these other studios, you had this other producer named Val Lewton who started doing horror films.
We've talked about this before.
He didn't really direct them. This was directed by Jacques Turner, and other people directed these. But he did this series of films, and like I said, there's Cat People, The Leopard Man, we'll get to them. I'll know them when I see them. When we get on the list here. I Walked with a Zombie, a couple others here. But The Body Snatcher. And they're all very stylish, very cool, very dark, a little mysterious, a little bit more mature than what the Universals were putting out.
I would say so.
And Cat People, can be watched on a couple different levels. It's, it doesn't spell everything out, leaves you some room to guess a little bit what's going on.
Makes you wonder if they're really cats or if they're people.
Well, I mean, that's what the cat is almost a symbol for,
Joking.
you know, like fear of intimacy and sexuality. But just the lighting in that movie alone, it's a master's class on how to light a black and white movie like that. If you haven't seen it, see it.
Yeah. No, I need to see this movie. The corpse vanishes.
That's Bela Lugosi, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Bela Lugosi. Yeah, another Bela Lugosi. Here we go. Bowery at Midnight. Another Bela Lugosi. Yep. This is the one I seen. You know,
the guy got work.
Man. But he had his little scientist lab underneath. You know, in the ground in the Bowery, and I do believe it was based on him getting bodies. I do believe. Geez, I mean, it's been so long since I've seen it, but. Name runs the Bowery, soup kitchen
Plans
by
for the
night.
corpses of henchmen.
Yes, that's... Again, we've seen so many black and white horror movies.
It's hard to keep them straight,
especially with Bela Lugosi.
Except for the ones that really stick out, like
exactly.
something like Cat People or whatever.
But this one I do remember, and I had to read it again just to remember because the corpses would come in, and this was.
You'll check that time and go, damn it! I know I've seen.
Yeah,
I've seen.
That was a good one. I mean, I remember enjoying it for what it was. So
now this next one here, I don't know. Dr. Renault's Secret. Never heard of that.
Never heard of that.
Don't know a thing about it.
It's got J. Carroll Nash, who went on to play Charlie Chan in the 50s.
Oh, really?
TV show.
I was an actor I didn't know.
Yeah, so one guy that actually went on to take, who people really loved, but I fell in love with the older Charlie Chan movies with Sidney Toler and Warner Oland. That nobody can stand up to those guys. So it is what it is. But then we got The Ghost of Frankenstein.
All right, one of the Universal series here.
Yeah.
I think this. I'm not sure if this is the one where Lon plays Frankenstein's monster or Bela Lugosi does. There's two of them that's got Bela Lugosi where he plays Igor, where he's got the broken neck. And you can actually see the bone sticking out of his neck here a little bit.
Yeah, this isn't going to tell me, but
anyway,
again, we're just
fantastic.
We're not focusing in on one movie overall.
Is that the one that's got? No, it doesn't have Lionel Atwill, but it doesn't have Basil Rathbone. One of them has Basil Rathbone.
No,
It's a relative of Dr. Frankenstein.
Right. Then we got The Mad Monster.
Don't know that one.
George Zucco and Nago. I vaguely remember seeing that. I mean, not much to comment on.
The Mummy's Tomb. This is the one where Lon Chaney plays
the Mummy's Tomb. Lon Chaney Jr.
The Mummy movie.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And again, that
good
follows off with the other one.
Yep.
What's Night Monster?
Night Monster? Well, Bela Lugosi's in that one too, and Lionel Atwill. So
Jesus Christ! In the 1940s, he was in every.
I think they
movie.
got together and just got drunk all the time and said, "Let's make a film."
How could they say this guy didn't make any money, man? He's in every movie. The guy did nothing but work.
Well, he had. We know
what.
He had a heroin problem and.
Oh, morphine. How much did that cost?
Back then,
I don't know.
Getting it from
I was even
the wrong
watching
people and paying loads.
With my son, we were watching an old silent Harold Lloyd movie. I know you guys don't know who Harold Lloyd is, but if you know who Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton is, Harold Lloyd was like the third great one.
Yeah.
And there was a dope fiend in there shooting. I mean, they didn't actually show him doing it, but you could see he's got a little needle.
Yeah.
And he turns around, and
I've seen that in a couple.
And then he'll turn around and go, he's a nice guy and everything. And they end up, like, his car's dead, so they end up giving a shot to the car to get it going.
I remember that.
Yeah, these dope fiends in these movies.
Man, I'm telling you. And so the last one for 1942 is The Undying Monster, which I haven't seen.
I don't know it at all.
So on to 1943.
This is another of the Val Lewton films.
Val Lewton, The Leopard Man.
The Leopard Man.
Yeah.
This is where there's a
Dennis
series
O'Keefe,
of murders.
Margot.
And there's I think there's maybe an escaped leopard, and they think it's a leopard, but it's actually a man doing it, and these murders and stuff. So another cool movie. There used to be a DVD box set that had all of them in there. I don't know if you could still find it.
And again, Val Lewton, anything having to do with what he created and was behind, just again the cinematography, the camera effects, the mood.
He was the guy behind the scenes,
atmosphere.
Right. He didn't direct it,
films
but he was responsible for helping putting these pictures together.
Right.
And you got people like Martin Scorsese that just worship this guy, and there's documentaries about Val Lewton where I think Scorsese narrates it. He's helped put it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's also a big Hammer fan too. If you're a Scorsese fan, so.
We got The Ape Man again, 1943.
The other one was The Ape. This is the Ape Man.
Oh, that's right, The Ape Man. When it comes to horror in the 40s, it's a very
they didn't have too many.
But another Bela Lugosi again, Wallace Ford. There was I don't remember that one offhand. Captive Wild Woman.
Ooh, I like it.
Evelyn Ankers was in it.
Well, Captive Wild Woman
from Ghostbreakers and Wolfman.
I'd like her to be captive.
Carnival of Sinners. Never heard of it. It looks like it's a foreign film to begin with. Dead Men Walk
with Dwight Fry. Now I'm interested.
Dwight Fry.
What's that about?
George Zucco is
Let's
in there.
tap on that shit.
Dead Men Walk is a 1943 American horror film produced by Sigmund. It is an original story and screenplay. The plot. The story involves a kindly small-town physician, Dr. Lloyd Zucco, who has secretly murdered his twin brother. Okay, Elwyn Deep.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just the fact that it's got Dwight Fry in it would interest me because he didn't do that many movies. He ended up dying young.
Yeah.
You thought it was just an Alice Cooper song, "The Ballad of Dwight Fry," but there's more to it than that.
Wow.
And here we go.
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
Ow!
Lon Chaney Jr.
One of the first of the mashups.
Yep.
The first of the mashups.
Yep. And again, there's nothing you could say really bad about any.
No, there's nothing bad to say about it. Oh, and here's another Val Lewton film. I Walked with a Zombie.
Yep. Tom Conway again.
Mm-hmm. Another cool one that's got some atmosphere. Not actually zombies in it though, but. It's just a name they gave.
The term
to
zombies back in the day was used loosely in the storyline all the times. It could be just people doped up just walking around or hypnotized or under a spell.
That's right. It was Hammer that first made it dead bodies crawling out of the ground.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
There you go.
Hammer did it first.
Yeah, which was the Hammer movie?
Plague of the Zombies.
Plague of the Zombies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have it here on my phone. I can watch it right now if I want to. Maybe I will.
Why I go through the list? The Mad Ghoul. Evelyn Ankers is in that one too. George Zucco.
She was getting some work.
Yeah. The Mysterious Doctor. Phantom of the Opera.
Oh God, no, not this one.
The Claude Rains version.
Horrible.
And I agree with you 100%.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
Not worth watching. Go watch the original one.
Watch the silent one.
Or the silent one. Yeah.
Or even I wouldn't recommend watching the Hammer one first. Probably watch the Lon Chaney one first, and then there's the Hammer one with Herbert Lom. But this one with Claude Rains. I mean, it's mostly a musical with a little bit of horror in there. And even when you finally see his face, it's nothing.
Right.
Oh, I mean, if you have the Universal set, it's in there. It's like the one that you never watch. So you know already what I'm talking about. Some people might like it, I mean, whatever.
Claude Rains fans might
color,
like it.
It's got that Technicolor look to it, and a lot of people dig that, but, it just has, no replay value for me.
No, I agree.
I love Claude Rains, and I love Universal Monsters, and I love the story of Phantom of the Opera so much.
Yeah,
and I think I've seen pretty much every movie version of it. The Dario Argento one, the musical one that came out 15 years ago.
What did you think of the Dario Argento one?
It's terrible.
Okay.
But it had Julian Sands, and I like Julian Sands.
Yeah.
So.
For some reason, they haven't been able to hit good on the Phantom of the Opera.
The Robert Englund one.
Except for the Lon Chaney version.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's
exactly.
And I love the musical. I've gone to see the Andrew Lloyd Webber production, and I love the story.
Yeah. And then we got The Return of the Vampire.
Bela Lugosi playing a type of Dracula, not Dracula, but another vampire.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie.
No, it's not.
It's on Amazon. You can check it out. It's fair.
But interesting flick. Revenge of the Zombies.
There we go, man. That isn't this. This is Mantan. He's not in the list there.
John Carradine.
This is the one, the sequel to King of the Zombies.
Right.
Yeah, that's got Mantan.
Mantan Moreland
There he
in there.
is.
Yeah. Good movie. I mean, enjoyable.
I barely remember what it was about, to tell you the truth. But
well, remember them walking through the woods, like the...
They're walking through the woods.
Well, it sticks out to me because...
It's every horror movie.
Because Mantan Moreland following... anyways, it's just
I know. It's
scene
just,
in the flick, but...
I remember liking it. I just don't really remember what it was about.
No, that's all right. The Seventh Victim...
That's another Val Lewton.
Kim Hunter, Tom Conway.
Oh, Zira from
Zira from the Planet of the Apes, Kim Hunter.
Yes. That is another
my favorite.
Val
one
Lewton,
of my favorites.
Val Lewton produced. That's a good show for our other show.
What's that?
Just do a Planet of the Apes show.
No, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We'll do it.
Son of Dracula.
Last movie of 1943, Son of Dracula. Lon Chaney Jr. Evelyn Ankers.
Next one in the Universal cycle.
Yep. Then we move on to 1944. The Climax.
I know I
Boris Karloff.
I have this movie at home.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what it's about.
Really?
I have it, though.
The Climax. It's about women. And, I'll wait.
I have a whole big collection. Back when I used to get movies in an alternative way.
Yeah.
There was a large Universal Monsters movie shareable file.
Yeah.
And I know that was one of them, so I have it.
Well, Karloff plays...
See how I said that?
Right. Karloff plays Dr. Honer, who murders his fiancée, prima donna, out of obsession and jealousy. 10 years later, he hears another young singer who reminds him of the late diva and is determined to make her sing only for him, even if it means silence her forever.
I don't know if it says... I see. It does say Family Opera. I was going to say, that sounds a lot like the Family Opera story in a way.
A little bit. Then we move on to Crazy Nights.
The Kiss song. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights.
And Cry of the Werewolf.
I never saw that, but I would probably watch it. Because I like wolf movies. I like werewolf movies.
Yeah, werewolf films.
Good ones, with good effects, and that's kind of hard to come by.
Yeah, in the 40s, they did it pretty good. The Ghost Catchers.
Chick Johnson. You gotta love a guy named Chick.
Chick Johnson. Hey, Chick.
Hey, Chick.
Hey, Chick. Well, that was, a lot of times, that was Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Chick.
Yeah. Hey, Chick. So there's that. Yeah.
Oh, the Jesus of Frankenstein.
The Ghost, House of Frankenstein. Boris Karloff, J. Carroll Nash, Lon Chaney Jr., John Carradine.
Yeah.
Star-studded cast for the 40s.
Star-studded.
Hey.
These guys were getting a lot. Ooh, Jungle Woman.
Jungle Woman's next with Evelyn Ankers, J. Carroll Nash.
I need me a Jungle Woman.
I
am Animal Man. You are Jungle Woman.
I need Jungle Woman. Oh, look at that.
Sexy.
I'm looking at the poster. Evelyn Ankers looking good.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I
don't know who she was bedding down to get all these parts.
She was a very attractive woman. She was a good actress. So there you go.
Oh, because we know from the Me Too movement, that's all it takes. Just to be a good actress and to be purty.
The Lady and the Monster.
I don't think things were that much different in the 40s.
The Man in Half Moon Street. And again, if you guys know and have seen any of these older movies here, leave a comment below and let us know which ones you've seen.
There'll be no comments at all.
let us know if you've seen any of them.
They're all moving over to the people talking about the Leprechaun reboot.
Hey, we always do something different. The Monster Maker.
The Monster Maker.
And then The Mummy's Curse. And,
there we go.
Lon Chaney.
Right? Yeah. Playing, look at The Mummy's Curse. And then the
Mummy's Ghost?
What, did it come out 2 weeks later?
Double feature at the theater. Yeah, I didn't look up on that, like why that would be, but
well, they're in alphabetical order. They're not in order of release
right.
date,
Probably early year, later in the year, come right back out with it. But then we got Return of the Ape Man with Bela Lugosi. So we did a sequel.
Yeah, because the Ape Man wasn't enough. You had to have the Return
of the Ape Man. He
was probably so stoked to do that, man. Like, I'm stoked, man. I'm going to play the Ape Man again. Yeah. Put that camel hair on my face again.
A sequel, yeah. Then we got The Tower of the Seven Hunchbacks.
What in the hell kind of name is that? Can you imagine taking your date to the movie and saying 2 for The Tower of the Seven Hunchbacks?
It's a foreign film. I'm going to think.
I was going to say it has to be.
Is that Spain or Italian? Let's see if it says anywhere here.
It's bad enough having one hunchback in a movie.
Yeah.
This is like Snow White and the Seven Hunchbacks.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Snow White and the Seven Hunchbacks. What do we got next?
Dopey.
This is a good movie, The Uninvited, with Ray
Milland. Yeah.
And
Ruth Hussey.
Hit that, man.
She was a real hussy.
I think that's a ghost movie.
The Uninvited.
If I remember correctly.
Yep.
I think, yep.
Haunted House.
Yep. I know I've seen that. I love Ray Milland.
And you gotta love the haunted house stories.
Ray Milland. You should watch The Premature Burial. Which would have been a Vincent Price, Roger Corman, Edgar Allan Poe one, but Vincent Price was doing other shit.
Ugh.
And what's another good one with Ray Milland? Oh, there's X, the Man with X-Ray Eyes. That's on Amazon to watch. That's a good movie.
Very interesting about The Uninvited 1944.
Mm-hmm.
The film has been noted by contemporary film scholars as being the first film in the history to portray ghosts as legitimate entities rather than illusions or misunderstandings played for comedy.
It's real ghosts.
Yeah. That's
I've
interesting.
seen it. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, check that out.
Put that on your list and suck it. Voodoo Man with Bela Lugosi.
Voodoo Man.
I haven't seen that one, but
it's
in my queue because Voodoo Man, Bela Lugosi sounds funny to me. Weird Woman.
That's what they used to call my wife.
Weird Woman with Lon Chaney Jr. Evelyn Ankers. See, I've got to look at this poster.
Did you ever see the sequel, Witchy Woman?
Yeah.
Witchy Woman.
You got a way to smile.
What about Witchy Woman?
What about Witchy Woman?
Witchy Woman.
Seinfeld, of course, we're going on there. If you guys don't know what we're talking about.
No, Desperado.
This says Weird Woman is a 1940 inner sanctum film noir mystery and horror film.
So it's probably mostly a little noir, and it's got like a little thrill to it. A little thrill.
Is that what you're going to say? Yeah.
Dead of Night has 17 directors.
Right. Now we're on 1945. Dead of Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a bunch of directors, had a hand in this. I'm curious to hit this.
I think it's an anthology
I don't see... Looks like the actual movie poster looks like it should be something from the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Isn't that weird? A thriller. The critics hugged it.
The critics hugged
Walter
it?
Mitchell. I don't know.
Well, then I won't watch it.
It's a British film, too. So.
Then I will watch it.
Yeah. You will?
Well, they know what they're doing.
Okay. Fog Island. George Zucco. Lionel
Fog
Atwill.
that island.
Then we get House of Dracula.
Oh, getting near the
Lon
end
Chaney Jr.
Getting near the end.
Yeah.
Of the Universal cycle.
Yep.
There we go.
Another great one. Not much to say. It's just really, really good.
Oh, Isle of the Dead. That's a Val Lewton.
Boris Karloff. Val Lewton. A very good, moody,
There's one.
movie.
I don't know if it's this one or that one. There's like a plague on an island and they can't get off or something. I don't know if it's this one or not.
I think it's called The Island of the Plague.
No, I don't know what it's called.
Oh.
See, that's the thing. When you watch it, like I'll binge them all, and then I don't know what the hell
they all get mixed together because of whatever.
I don't know why. I have a very good memory, and I just don't know why I can't always remember. Those films kind of mishmash together.
They're all black and white. They all kind of similar in style.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just haven't seen them enough.
Actors, actresses. Then we got The Jungle Captive. Never heard of it. It's got Otto Kruger in it. But, The Picture of Dorian Gray. George Sanders. I don't think I've seen that version of it.
With Donna Reed.
Yeah, Donna Reed was in this.
The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Donna Reed. And then we got The Vampire's Ghost.
The vampire's already dead. Has he had a ghost?
Have you seen that movie?
No, I ain't seen this stupid ass
Vampires
movie.
Ghost. Stupid.
I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen it. What are you calling it stupid for? It's got 80%
It doesn't
on
have
Rotten Tomatoes.
Lionel Atwill. It doesn't have Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff.
The next movie is Zombies on Broadway.
Now that's a good movie. See, it's got Bela Lugosi in it. See, now we're talking.
And Wally Brown.
Oh, well, see?
You know, if it's got Wally Brown, you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so we go to 1946. And slowly you're going to start seeing
The Beast with
sci-fi is
fingers.
going to start working its way into, like, the late 40s into the 50s. You started getting this movement towards horror sci-fi. So you got The Beast with 5 fingers.
Now, is that 5 fingers on
Peter
one
Lorre.
hand or just 5 fingers total?
Who the fuck knows?
I mean, because 5 fingers on each hand.
3 on one and 2 on the other?
Yeah, okay, no, that's scary.
The cat creeps.
All cats creep. That ain't no movie.
That
The whole
cat's
movie
a
should have been an
creep.
hour of a cat just
That
creeping
cat's a
around.
yeah, just wouldn't it be funny? A silent, you know, a cat just.
It always
walking
reminds me of
around
that Three Stooges
scaring
episode.
people.
That Three Stooges movie where Moe's got nerves, and when the cat's walking, he's quit stomping. He's yelling at the cat, quit stomping around.
And I love that the doctors just always said you need to get away for the
You
weekend.
need to get some mountain air. Oh,
Some
that was even in
Laurel
Laurel
Hardy.
Hardy as well. You need that mountain air. Yeah, I think he had like gout. That's right.
You know, go
Go out to the mountains.
and the well water will help relieve that.
That's
gout.
all the iron in it.
That's all the iron. Oh my
Not knowing
god!
that a bunch of moonshiners jumped their booze.
Oh my god! Then we got the Catman of Paris.
Catman.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
The Devil Bat's daughter.
Jesus Christ, it's bad enough to have the devil bat. Now we got the devil bat's daughter.
Here, let me just whip through a couple here. The Face of Marble.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
John Carradine plays in that movie. The Flying Serpent. George Zucco. House of Horrors.
Now this one you got to pause on for a second.
House of Horrors.
Yes, House of Horrors. This is actually a cool movie because this guy
Let me look to
has
see if I've seen. Oh,
Rondo in it.
The
Now,
Magician.
have you heard of the Rondo Award in horror movies,
Yes.
named after this guy?
Yes.
The only way I can describe it, okay, have you seen The Rocketeer?
Yes.
Do you remember the one bad henchman in The Rocketeer? He just had that, you knew it was makeup, but he just had that really ugly face.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
They made it look like him.
Okay.
Like this guy. He was huge. He was like 7 feet tall, these huge hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was his first name? I know his last. Rondo Hatton.
Yeah.
Rondo. And so this movie,
As a madman named the Creeper.
yeah, this movie, and I've seen like every movie with this guy in it. I love this guy. He can only play these kinds of characters.
Right.
But this is about a sculptor who's like behind on his bills. Basically, he rescues Rondo, nurses him back to health. He's sick or hurt. I can't remember exactly what.
Yeah.
And because he did that, he's loyal to him now. And so basically, anybody that's fucking with him, he's going and killing them, squishing
Messing
their
with
heads,
them, yeah.
turning them into green jelly.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie, House of Horrors. I don't know where you'd be able to find it to watch. I don't think it's on Amazon currently. But anything with Rondo Hatton in it, that's from the Rondo Awards.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
I know if you're a reader of like, Famous Monsters or Scary Monsters magazine like I do, they talk about, the Rondo Awards in there, so.
Yeah, it says a series of Creeper movies was planned. And the second one, The Brute Man, was filmed in 1946. However,
All you guys that like Rob Zombie, you wonder where he gets his ideas for his songs. It's these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Meet the
Yeah.
Creeper.
However, Hatton died of complications from
acromegaly, which was he actually had a disease that made his bones keep growing. His bones never stopped growing, and that's what gave him that look. Because you'll see him and go, "My God, I can't believe somebody looks like this."
Yeah.
But acromegaly. It's you don't see too much of it anymore, but it is a condition that does happen in some places in the world.
Yeah, people have grown out of it.
Oh, you grow out of it, all right, into a grave.
Okay, so then we got The Mask of Dijon Mustard.
Dijon.
It's a Lou Landers film. Then we got She-Wolf of London.
She-Wolf of London's a good movie.
I know. I was going to say I really enjoyed that.
That's a Universal. Doesn't
that's
fall
one you
into.
Can hit up.
It's just a wolf movie. It doesn't fall into any of the the what do I want to say? The cinematic universe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. The Spider-Woman Strikes Back.
I didn't even know there was a Spider-Woman, and now the Spider-Woman strikes back.
Ooh.
Is it morning already?
The birds.
But it does have Rondo in it, so
it does.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. He's right there.
Right, I know.
He's on the poster, man. So.
Yep, Rondo is in that one.
I feel like it's morning already. I'm hearing the birds.
Yeah, it's the damn parakeets.
Ain't they dead yet? Don't they live for like 2 weeks and then that's it?
Live for a decade.
I wouldn't have committed to that. Why don't you?
Were you being serious? 2 weeks?
I thought they were like goldfish. I mean, isn't that why they only cost like $3? I mean,
it cost $3. What the hell birds you looking for?
What do you do with them?
You teach them words.
What are they saying up
they
there?
Fly
what do they
to
say?
You?
Tweet, tweet, tweet. Here, little bird. Here, little bird. What do you bring people over to the house? Go, you see my bird? Great.
Look at him.
Can he go fetch my paper? Can he?
Yeah.
Can he get my slippers?
He's gotten my pencil quite a few times. Yeah.
You probably flick him.
I asked it to give me a towel the one night, and it just was too heavy. So I mean, I tried dragging it across the floor. But, I mean, the bird's dedicated.
You bird.
Give you that much.
See my bird.
So we're almost done.
Oh, I don't want to be almost done.
Strangler of the Swamp.
They made a movie about me. Blake Edwards.
See, we're
as an actor.
What?
Blake Edwards.
Let's see.
That's the guy who made all the Pink Panther movies.
Well, right. Strangler of the Swamp. The poster looks kick-ass.
It's got to be good.
But let me see the plot. A ferry captain named Douglas Charles Middleton is accused of the murder and did not commit.
Of course he didn't.
He did not commit and is eventually executed for the crime. Douglas' ghost begins to walk and
see another ghost movie.
She could be the ghost's next victim, and her boyfriend, Christian Blake Edwards, must rescue her before it's too late. So there you go.
I'm telling you, man. Who knew? Who knew?
Valley of the Zombies?
Didn't see it.
Nope. The Spiral Staircase. Bela Lugosi, George Zucco.
Don't know if I ever seen it.
There you go.
All I know is he's not got top billing there, I don't think. So.
Small Village, 19... that's probably one I thought I saw and I didn't either.
Scared to death.
1947. See...
Hey, there's a Barrymore I never heard of. Ethel.
Last 3 years of the 40s saw a very big decline in horror films.
Well,
So, in 1947, all you got was Scared to Death.
And you want to know a reason for that is because historically, during times of war, you have a lot of horror movies.
Right.
Just seems to be that way. I mean, we have a plethora of them now.
Right.
And then afterwards, like after World War II was over, people don't want to think about bad stuff. Mm-hmm. They want, that's when you got the musicals and the, you didn't want to think about that kind of stuff anymore.
Right.
Horror movies kind of went off for, not long, not even a decade. Yeah. But, then, you got like that next generation of kids, they all came back from the war. They all, had many, many, many babies, all the baby boomers.
Oh, yeah.
And then by the mid-1950s, these kids are ripe, TV's in the house. They're starting to watch these monster movies on TV.
Starting to work their cinematic magic with...
Universal movies are being re-released in theaters. And then, there swoops in Hammer. You knew I was going to bring Hammer into this. Yeah. And they swoop in and start making these superior pictures.
Yeah. Well, let's end the 40s with...
All right.
Again, it does end on a high note for me because it's one of my favorite horror comedies of all time. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
We did it. We did a show on that.
Yeah, we did. And classic in every way. You get all the monsters back. You even get Vincent Price, who plays the Invisible Man at the end of the movie.
Oh, he's in it for 6 seconds.
right.
But yes.
But yeah. And then The Creeper came out that year.
I'm looking that one up right now because I'm curious
Which
about
one?
that. The Creeper.
Okay. It looks like it's a hard one to
yeah,
get
because there's not even a link for it.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if that had Rondo in it.
In 1949, we ended with a new version of Ghost of Yatsuya.
It's a Japanese film.
Japanese film. So that's pretty much.
It says a mad doctor
40s.
whose serum turns a man into a cat-like killer. That does not sound like Rondo Hatton to me. So there you go.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I mean the 40s. You had a lot of Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, Evelyn Ankers, who else?
Lionel Barrymore,
Lionel
Atwill,
John.
what's his name? Yeah, John Carradine, Peter Lorre.
But it picked up there, early 40s, and started.
And also, even though they're not on this list, you would have had all the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes, which are more mystery thrillers.
Yeah, a lot of detective films,
but they don't really. Even though I love Basil Rathbone and Sherlock Holmes, they really, except for the first couple, did not stick to the the stories. Most of them were like World War II spy thriller, because that's what was popular then. The first two, the Hound of the Baskervilles, and I think the Return of Sherlock Holmes, are the Victorian ones. Then all of a sudden they're in the modern age with
which
cars
is definitely Hound of the Baskervilles. The first film is definitely the.
Now, did you ever see the Hammer one with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing?
I started it, haven't finished it.
Well, let's finish it. It's the superior version. It's the version.
Not to me.
Oh, come on.
To you.
It's
you know how we clash with the black and white older versions.
Oh, I love black and white. I love black and white.
No, I'm not saying I don't like it.
Peter Cushing is a fantastic show.
No, you're introducing me to Hammer, and I'm slowly coming around to...
You should have graduated to this a long time ago. I shouldn't have to do this.
But yeah, the 40s really, I mean, it bring you so much, it bring me so much fun. And I think a lot of people should, especially the movies we picked out on here, that you should probably
a lot of Saturday
check
afternoons.
Out. From a lot of the actors, too, you will find other films that they've done, and you will enjoy. That's
usually how I do it.
Yeah.
I'll find an actor, or when I heard the name Val Lewton, found out all the movies that he's associated with, and I'd watch those.
If you're a horror fan, definitely do a search for Val Lewton films and give them a watch and look at the way the movie was made and the atmosphere and mood behind it, and they're just
that really influenced the people of today, the filmmakers of today.
Yep.
Like the next two generations.
Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, I mean
Alfred Cockitch.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, he made a few duds.
So there you go, man.
The 40s.
The 40s, the decade that was in horror. So
now I'm gonna go home and have me a 40.
Yeah, really.
A 40.
A 40 ounce. He's going to drink down that 40 ounce.
You ever drink a 40?
Of water.
Not a malt liquor?
No.
It's good.
You eat that with your barbecue chicken wings?
It's just good, man. But you have to drink it out of a paper bag. You
got
to have the paper bag and drink it.
I picked you up in the alley a couple times.
Some Mickey's malt liquor. Oh.
Yeah, some Mickey's malt liquor.
That's what it is, Mickey's malt liquor.
You disgusting bastard.
It's better than regular beer. It's better.
So until next week, people, there you go.
And I got 3 letters for you. LSD.
Late Horror Show. See you guys.